The world's greatest dangers often arrive in silence. One moment your home is alive with light and sound. The next, darkness swallows everything. In that first hour of a winter blackout, disbelief gives way to a creeping cold. The warmth you took for granted is now a precious, dwindling resource. Blankets are piled high, but the cold seeps through, slow and relentless. Your home, once a sanctuary, becomes a shell, its comforts now vulnerabilities. Large windows and open spaces, once inviting, now leak warmth into the night. The cold invades through every gap, radiates from every pane, and creeps up from the floor. Relying on blankets alone is like trying to fill a leaking bucket. Within an hour, the temperature drops fast. The illusion of safety shatters. This is not a time for panic, but for calm, deliberate action. Survival is not about brute force, but about understanding how heat is lost and how to keep it. The laws of physics are now your greatest challenge. Your response in this first hour will shape your fate. To stay warm, you must understand how your body loses heat. Conduction, convection, and radiation. Conduction is heat lost by touch. Like when you lie on a cold floor, warmth drains from your body. Convection is heat carried away by moving air. Warm air rises, cold air sinks, and drafts steal your heat. Radiation is invisible. You constantly emit warmth to colder surfaces like windows and walls. Blankets slow conduction and convection, but can't stop you from radiating heat into the room. The outer surface of your blanket warms up, then radiates that heat away. In a blackout, this slow loss is unsustainable. A blanket is a shield, not a furnace. To survive, you must create an environment that conserves the heat you produce. Think beyond covering up. Focus on trapping heat, blocking drafts, and minimizing exposure to cold surfaces. Insulate yourself from the ground, seal off cold air, and reduce the space you need to keep warm. Every action should be about slowing the escape of your body's precious heat. Don't just pile on blankets, outsmart the cold. Your survival depends on it. Knowledge, not just comfort, is your best defense. Adapt, and you can outlast the cold. Modern homes are built for comfort when the power is on. Open spaces, high ceilings, and big windows become liabilities in a blackout. Glass is a poor insulator. Windows act like holes in your walls, pulling warmth from your skin. Floors, especially concrete or unheated ones, act as massive heat sinks, draining your body's energy. Even thick socks can't stop the relentless cold from below. Materials like drywall and steel studs hold little heat. Your home cools as fast as the air outside. The very features that make your home inviting now work against you. When energy disappears, your house becomes a cold box, not a shelter. Recognize these weaknesses. Your survival depends on adapting to them. Don't let your home betray you. Turn its flaws into your advantage. In a blackout, your house is a sinking ship. You need a lifeboat, a small insulated space. Choose a small room with few windows, ideally upstairs. Seal doors and vents with towels or tape to block drafts. Build a tent or blanket fort inside the room to create a micro-environment. The smaller and more enclosed, the better. It traps your body heat. Insulate the floor with cardboard, rugs or clothing to stop heat loss by conduction. Your body and anyone with you will slowly warm this tiny space. If you lack a tent, drape blankets over furniture to make a fort. Every layer between you and the cold matters. Shrink your world, seal it off, and insulate from the ground up. This is your island of warmth in a sea of cold. Survival is about making your world smaller and more defensible. Act quickly. The sooner you build your lifeboat, the safer you'll be. In your warm shelter, a new threat appears. Moisture. Every breath releases water vapour, which condenses on cold surfaces inside your tent or fort. Wet clothes and bedding lose insulation fast. Water conducts heat away 25 times faster than air. Getting wet is a shortcut to hypothermia, even indoors. The instinct is to seal everything tight, but this traps moisture. You must ventilate. Open a small vent or gap at the top to let moist air escape. Warm, damp air rises. A tiny opening creates a chimney effect. Don't let everything get soaked. Staying dry is as important as staying warm. Balance warmth and ventilation for survival. A dry shelter is a safe shelter. Remember, moisture is the enemy you create. Soldiers use the acronym COLD to survive. Clean, overheating, layers dry. Clean dirt and oils flatten clothing fibres, reducing insulation. Keep clothes and skin as clean as possible. Overheating. Avoid sweating. If you get too warm, you'll sweat, then chill as moisture evaporates. Layers. Multiple thin layers trap more air than one thick garment. Adjust layers to regulate temperature. Base layer wicks moisture, middle layer insulates, outer layer blocks wind. Even indoors, layering gives you control. Dry. Wet clothes or bedding are dangerous. Ventilate your shelter and avoid sweating. If something gets damp, dry it with your body heat. Place it under your layers. Staying dry ties all the principles together. Manage your clothing and shelter with discipline. The COLD method is your blueprint for warmth. Use it and you'll outlast the cold. Ignore it and you risk everything. Your body is a furnace. Feed it right to keep it burning. Fats and proteins are the best fuels. They digest slowly, providing steady warmth. Nuts, seeds, cheese, jerky and canned fish are ideal. No cooking required. Simple sugars give a quick burst, but the crash leaves you colder. Complex carbs, like oats and whole grains, are better than sugar, but fats and proteins are best for long-term heat. Hydration is vital. Dehydration makes you colder and weakens your body's defenses. Drink water regularly, even if you're not thirsty. Avoid caffeine and alcohol. They dehydrate and disrupt your body's heat regulation. Eating and drinking right isn't just about comfort. It's about survival. Fuel your furnace, and you'll stay warm from the inside out. Desperation breeds dangerous myths. The terracotta pot heater, candles under a clay pot, offers little warmth but huge risks. Fire and deadly carbon monoxide. Open flames in a sealed space are a recipe for disaster. Carbon monoxide is invisible, odorless and lethal. No clever hack is worth your life. Alcohol feels warming, but it actually speeds up heat loss and clouds your judgment. These myths are tempting because they promise easy solutions. True survival relies on proven principles: insulation, isolation, and smart layering. Don't gamble with your safety for a false sense of comfort. Your mind is your best tool. Use it wisely. In survival, knowledge always beats wishful thinking. Protecting yourself is vital, but don't forget your home. Frozen pipes can burst, causing catastrophic flooding when they thaw. Let faucets drip slowly. Moving water freezes slower. Open cabinet doors to let warmer air reach pipes. For long outages, consider draining your plumbing and adding antifreeze to drains. Preparation now prevents disaster later. When the power returns, you'll want a safe, undamaged home. Stay calm, stay smart, and you'll weather any storm.